This is Dawn, and today we're going to make these cute little stockings, and I'm using the Trim Your Stockings Thinlits. Let me show you those. So here's the Trim Your Stocking Thinlits, and then also remember it comes in a bundle with the tags and trimming stamp set. So you save 10% when you buy them together. So we're going to be making this version of the stocking with the Very Vanilla and the chocolate chip with the gold accents. But on my blog this week, if you follow my blog, we're having like an extravaganza with the lemon lime twist and the basic black. I'm kind of addicted to this color combo. So in honor of my blog theme this week, I went ahead and made one with the lemon lime twist and the basic black with the silver accents. Isn't it cute? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to be using the Very Vanilla, and I cut this at 6 inches wide for this piece, but we're going to use this piece for the front of the stocking, and I'll explain all that here in a minute. And then of course we're going to use the chocolate chip, and then the gold accents, the gold foil sheet, and then the gold glimmer paper. Okay, so first we're going to grab our Big Shot. Okay, so first we're going to be using the Big Shot platform with the Big Shot. And this also comes with the thin die adapter, but we're going to use that in a second. First we're going to do some embossing. And we're going to use the Cable Knit 3D embossing folder. This is one of those thick ones again. So remember, you're going to only use one acrylic pad with just the platform without the thin die adapter. So let me explain a little bit what I'm doing here. So I cut the 8.5 by 11 piece at 6 inches wide. Now normally this Thinlit, let me grab those pieces here. Okay, so normally these two pieces would fit on your 6-inch wide piece. So I want to show you that they do fit. Hopefully that's showing up in camera. But in order to emboss the front of my stocking with the Cable Knit embossing folder, we're just going to go ahead and emboss the second piece. After I cut it at 6 inches wide, we're just going to emboss this piece because I don't want to emboss the back pillow box. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and put this piece. Now I'm going to put it in this way. Hopefully this is showing up on camera. So you'll notice on my stocking here, I had the cables going horizontal. Does that show up? So this time I want them to go vertical. So I'm going to cut my stocking out like this so you can kind of see how those cable knits are going to fit onto the stocking. So let's go ahead and emboss this. Remember, we're only going to use one acrylic pad. Okay, so now it's time to cut all our pieces out. So I'm going to bring in the thin die adapter because we're going to use the Thinlits now. And we're going to take our piece of Very Vanilla, and I'm just going to cut out the stocking part of the pillow box, just the front. Okay, so let me share something here. So when I cut this out first with the Very Vanilla, and then I embossed it, this score line right here was really hard for me to see. So that's why I embossed it first, and then we're going to cut it out. So if you find that cutting it out first and then embossing works great, that's perfect. Do what works best for you. Okay, so here's our stocking, and see how that shows up? A lot better, right? Okay, so we're done with this piece, but I can use that cable knit for something else. So I'm going to set that aside. Now I'm going to bring in that other piece of Very Vanilla. This is the 6-inch wide piece. And we're going to cut out the pillow box section. Just right there, looks good. Okay, so this also cuts and scores, so hopefully that's showing up on camera. You got a score line on all 4 sides and then this little tab here too. Okay, so we're going to bring in our other pieces. We're going to use the stocking topper, the toe, and the heel, and these little ornaments here that hang down, and then also the snowflake. So using quite a bit of the Thinlits. So for the glimmer paper, I'm going to go ahead and flip that over just because the glimmer paper is a little bit thicker, and I find that using the detailed snowflake cuts through a little bit easier with the glimmer paper. And then we're going to cut the gold foil sheet, and then hopefully I can get this all in here. Scoot this down. Okay, so then the stocking rim, and then the toe, and then the heel. Yep, it's all gonna fit. All right, so let's go ahead and run this through. Okay, so for my snowflake, I ran it through a couple times just to make sure it would cut through, because like I said, this the glimmer paper is a little bit thicker, and it cut out perfectly. Okay, so let's go ahead and move the Big Shot. Okay, so here's our other pieces. And it's really cute, the accents to the stocking, right here, the toe, the heel, and the top banner is all stitched. Hopefully the camera picks that up because it's really super cute. So here's the toe. The toe is the larger one and the heel is the smaller one. And then we have our little ornaments here. Let me grab my paper piercing tool. You can also use your die brush if you have that. It pops out really super easy. How cute. Okay, so the most difficult part, if it's even difficult, is just following this score line right here. And I found that if you start in the center and then you work your way out, it works a lot easier. Okay, so you're just going to fold your little score line and then also along the sides. Okay, I'm just going to take my bone folder and reinforce those score lines. Makes it go together a little bit easier. You could just cut that little tag off and just use the pillow box. You just cut 2 of these out. But for the stocking, you're just going to use this as the front, and then this is going to get adhered to the back. Okay, so let me go ahead and fold this top score line. Okay, so there's the front. Now we're just going to go ahead and add our pieces, except for the snowflake. We'll add the snowflake at the very end. So I'm just going to use the snail adhesive. So the stitch part of your toe and heel and the topper here, the stitching goes on the inside. So put the heel on. So cute. And the topper. Now this is going to form that pillow box shape of the top, so it's going to line up really nicely with the top of that. And then our little gold ornaments, we're just going to use some glue dots. And you could actually take your ornament, but when you're lifting it off the paper, just be careful because this is kind of delicate. I was going to use my paper piercing tool. You can just set it on there. Then this is going to go along the edge. Isn't that cute? Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put our pillow box together with our stocking. So I'm going to go ahead and add some tear and tape along these 2 edges and then also on this flap right here. Okay? So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so it's easier to work one side at a time. So I'm going to start with just one side. It doesn't matter which side you start with, but I'm going to take my paper piercing tool and get that backing off, just like that. Then I'm going to take this curved edge and I'm going to line it up to the back part of my stocking. So this is the side we're working with here first. So I'm going to line that up just like that. Press that down. Okay, then we're going to work on the other side. Pulling it over. And if you have the tear and tape, like this part, I don't know if it's going to show up on camera. Let me see if I can grab this black cardstock. So you can see that I have some tear and tape hanging over. You can just actually fold it on itself because it's sticky on both sides. Okay, so I'm just going to adhere this side down. Okay, then we're going to take our tab. You're going to actually fold in the pillow box part, just like this. And then you're going to take your bone folder, and I'm going to put my bone folder inside of the pillow box, and I'm going to put that tab up against the wall of my stocking. I'm going to press that down really good. So then that makes like a little stopper for the pillow box. And then this panel gets folded in first because with the little notch out, you can open it with your finger really nicely. So fold that one in and then fold that one in over top of that. Isn't that cute? All right, so now let's go ahead and add our snowflake. And I'm going to also use the glue dots for that. Just going to put this over to the side. Oh, so cute. And that cable knit embossing folder really does make it look like an old-fashioned stocking, doesn't it? So beautiful. Okay, so let me show you a couple things you can put inside of these little cute pillow boxes. So this one I have some candy. So I have a Tootsie Roll and some Starburst. Cute idea. And then this one has a gift card. Of course, you could always put cash inside of your little pillow box. That's always a big hit too. Here's the other one. So cute. Okay, so that's how you make that Trim Your Stocking Thinlits. And all these items, the stamp set and the Thinlits, are on page 15 in the holiday catalog right now until January. Okay, so I have all the items listed below. And then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.